Okay, let's get started by creating a new Google Analytics 4 account and property for our website. So if you go to google.com/analytics, if you go to that page, it will bring you to this page right here. So if you already have an existing Google account, what you can do is just click on Get Started Today, and that's going to allow you to get started with Google Analytics 4, or you can sign into Google Analytics 4 if you already have a profile set up. Now, I do already have a property set up, so for me, it might look a little bit different than it looks for you. When you click on Get Started Today, what you are likely going to see is a page that looks like this one right here. Now, if you already have an existing Google Analytics 4 profile, if we just go back really quick, I click on Exit, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the admin section of your existing Google Analytics 4 account, and through the admin section, what you can do is click on Create Account. So when you create an account, it's going to look just like this. So I'm going to set up a new account for my website, and so the very first thing is naming our new account. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do brickpop.com for my account name. Now we're going to scroll down here, account data and sharing settings. So this just depends on the options you want to give over sharing your Google Analytics data. I generally just share everything, but we'll click on next now. Okay, next we're going to create a property. So our property name could be exactly the same as our account name, and I'll show you why that matters in a minute. It doesn't need to be exactly the same, and you can create separate properties for different websites, or if you have an iOS app, or if you have an Android app. So in this case, we're doing this for brickpop.com, our website. So we're going to name our property the same as our account, and then our reporting time zone, you just want to set for your local time zone. So for me, I am currently in New York time, so that's where my local time zone is. Currency will be US dollar. You don't need to worry about advanced options because universal analytics properties are no longer collecting data. So we're going to click on next here, and next is going to be describing your business. So now what you need to do is select your industry category. So for mine, it's going to be hobbies and leisure, and then your business size as far as how many employees your business has. So for mine, it's just going to be small, and we're going to click on next. So next you want to choose your business objectives. So generally what I recommend doing here when you're choosing your business objectives is just clicking on Get Baseline Reports. So just get started by clicking Get Baseline Reports. You don't need to add all of these other options here. We're just going to click this one at the bottom and click on Create. So now the Google Analytics Terms of Service Agreement, we need to make sure we accept the data processing terms here as required by the GDPR, and additional terms applicable to data shared with Google, I accept. Also need to accept the measurement controller data protection terms. So accept that as well. Make sure we accept all of our terms, and now we want to start collecting data. So it's really that simple to actually set up your Google Analytics 4 property. So what we can do now is we're going to choose a platform. We're going to choose web here. Obviously, if you're setting up an Android app or an iOS app, you would choose a different platform. But for the most part, most people are choosing web for their website when you set that up for the first time. So next we're going to set our website URL, so HTTPS, and ours is brickpop.com. Stream name, we can name, again, the same exact thing as our other ones. So we have brickpop.com for our stream, for our property, for our account. Enhanced measurement, you want to make sure you enable enhanced measurement here. So this is going to show that it's already going to be measuring page views, scrolls, outbound clicks, site search, video engagement, file downloads, and form interactions. So you might as well measure all of these, even if you're not planning on having any file downloads or forms on your website. There's really no downside to using enhanced measurement, and make sure you're measuring everything right when you set up your stream. So when we set up this, it's called a stream. So this is called our web stream. So it's a little bit different terminology than previously, but at this point we are ready to install Google Analytics 4. So our property is completely set up. So instead of installing it right this second, we're going to click on the X, we're going to click on the X again, and what we're going to do is we're just going to come back over here to, or if we come over here to next, and we're going to continue to home. And what we want, I just want to show you accessing your account. So in your Google Analytics 4 account, so I set this one up just as an example. This is the one I'm currently using. Probably going to end up switching over to this one. You'll actually see the old Universal Analytics property here. But this is our current one right here. So you're going to see Analytics accounts, and then this is our properties and our apps. So brickpop.com, we know it's a web stream because obviously we have the .com there. So now what we need to do is actually install Google Analytics 4. Okay, today I'm going to show you how to install Google Analytics 4 using Google Tag Manager. So I'm going to install Google Tag Manager, and then I will install Google Analytics 4 on our website. I am doing this for a WordPress website, but you can also do this for other websites as well. So if you're using a different CMS, different website builder, you can kind of follow along with this. You're just going to have to put your code in different areas. So you're just going to have to know how to edit your website. So you may have to just look at where do I put this Google Tag Manager code so that I can install Google Analytics 4 as well. So we get started here in Google Analytics 4. We have our account property all set up and ready to go. Where we want to go is Google Tag Manager. So you can go to tagmanager.google.com. And if you don't have an account already, what you want to do is create a new account. Very, very simple to create a Tag Manager account. All you need to do is click on Create an Account, name your account, set your country, container setup. So enter your container name here. So you could do a brand name, you could do a website. Target platform is going to be web in this case. And then you're going to have to click on Create. When you click on Create, accept the terms of service. And before you know it, you're going to be brought to a page showing you Install Google Tag Manager. So it's a very simple process. You can create a Tag Manager account in about a minute just following those steps. Then it's going to say Install Google Tag Manager. So we have to place these two pieces of code on our website. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to our WordPress website and we're going to go to Plugins and we're going to click on Add New. So we're going to be using a plugin to install Google Tag Manager and then using Google Tag Manager to install Google Analytics 4. What you want to search here for the keyword is head, footer, post injections. Okay, so you'll see head, footer, post injections here, and this is the plugin that we want to use. If we click on it, you can see what this plugin looks like. Very easy to see. So what we want to do is we want to install this plugin and we want to activate it. Okay, let's activate this plugin. Okay, and you can see we have our plugin installed here. So now what we want to do is we want to come over here to settings, and under settings, you're going to see head and footer here. So we're going to click on head and footer, and you're going to see head page section injection, and then after the opening body tag. So what we want to do here through this plugin settings page is come back to our Google Tag Manager account, copy this piece of code, come back over and paste that first piece of code underneath the opening header tag. Next, what we need to do is copy this piece of code, place it after the opening body tag. So we have this copied, come back over after the opening body tag on desktop and on mobile, select mobile here. So now just doing this and clicking on save, we now have Google Tag Manager, the 2 pixels we need to add to our website, added to our website properly. What we need to do next to actually complete our installation of Google Tag Manager is come back over here. We need to go to our workspace. So you're going to click on workspace here. All we did was we added those pieces of code to our website, and now what we want to do is click on submit. So you need to submit your workspace to complete your installation. So under version name and description, what we can do is add GTM to Brickpop. And we could just do this for both and click on publish. Okay, so now if we come back over to our website here, and I'm on just the home page of my website, I am using the Tag Assistant Legacy Chrome extension. This is created by Google. Add this to your Google Chrome, and then you're going to see it right up at the top here. So you can click on your little extensions puzzle piece here. Make sure you pin it to the very top so you can always see this. If we come over to our website and I click on it, I haven't refreshed the page yet. You can see we have no tags right now. So we're going to refresh the page. And now what you're going to see over here is we have 1 tag added. Now, if you have this same issue where it's showing red and showing 1 error, and the error is invalid or missing account ID, you can see our account ID is right here. This is basically just a faulty error. So if you see this error, don't worry about it. It's because this is longer than 6 digits. So if yours is only 6 digits, you won't see this error. If it's longer than 6 digits like mine is, like longer than 6 letters and numbers, then you'll see this error like I'm seeing right now. Do not worry about this error. Your Google Tag Manager is installed properly. So this is really just an issue with Google Tag Assistant. It's not a perfect Chrome extension, but it's a really good one for seeing our tags on our website. Our account ID is right here, so we don't need to worry about an invalid or missing account ID. It is not invalid or missing. So what we want to do next is we want to come over to our Google Analytics 4 account, and we're going to go to the admin section for Google Analytics 4. To install Google Analytics 4, you're going to go to Data Streams, and then you're going to see your web data stream right here. So we're using our web data stream. No data received in our past 48 hours because we don't have it installed yet. So we're going to click on the arrow. It's going to open up our web stream details. Scroll to the bottom and you're going to see view tag instructions. So I always like to show this because it's helpful to view tag instructions because it's going to detect what type of website builder you're using, CMS you're using, and Google Analytics 4 will actually give you options for installing it. Now we are doing this more manually, so we're not doing it in this method where we're just taking this piece of code. We're going to be using Google Tag Manager. So you can use one of these other plugins as well. There's a lot of different ways to install Google Analytics 4. What we're going to do is we're going to scroll to the top. So we're in our web stream details. So again, clicking on admin, data streams, and then we're going to click on the arrow right here through our web data stream. And what we need is our measurement ID. So I'm just going to copy this measurement ID right now. We're going to come back over to Google Tag Manager. we're going to go back to our workspace here. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a new tag. So click on add a new tag here. Under tag configuration, what we're going to do is select the Google Analytics GA4 configuration. So we can name this here. So we're going to do GA4 configuration. And then under triggering, actually, we're going to stay here first. And under our measurement ID, this is where we're going to paste our measurement ID. So the measurement ID that we got right here is what is going to go in this field. So GA4 configuration tag, measurement ID right here. Don't need to set anything else up at the top. Just keep this all exactly as it is. Go to triggering, and under triggering, we're going to choose all pages. So we are basically saying, Google Tag Manager, we want you to install Google Analytics 4 on every page on our website and make sure that you're tracking everything that's happening on every page of our website. Click on Save. Last but not least, we need to submit our workspace again. So what we could do is say added GA4. Version name and description are really for anytime you're making changes. It's much better in an organization where a lot of people are making changes to kind of describe, here are the changes I made when I went into Google Tag Manager. So now we have this all published and everything. We're going to come back to our website. We're going to refresh this page again. Again, we just have our one tag at the top here. Okay, I had to open up a new web browser for this actually to show in this tag assistant. But what you're going to see is we have the little 2 up top here. We're on our home page still. If we click on the little 2, still giving us the same error with Google Tag Manager, invalid or missing account ID, but we have our global site tag now installed. So this was all installed with Google Tag Manager. So we've installed Google Tag Manager, we've installed our global site tag. So really that simple to install both. And now we have Google Analytics 4 on our website, completely installed. As long as you never delete the head, footer, and post injections plugin, assuming you never remove these pixels from the head, footer, and post injections plugin, as long as you just never remove this tag from your Tag Manager account, you will always have Google Analytics 4 installed on your website properly using this method. So if you have any questions at all about installing Google Analytics 4 with Google Tag Manager, please leave in the comment section. Thank you for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Okay, today I'm going to show you how to install Google Analytics 4 on your WordPress website using the Google Site Kit plugin. So there's different ways to install Google Analytics 4 on your website, but this is one way to do it for WordPress. So once you have your Google Analytics 4 account all set up, what we want to do is we want to come over here to data streams. So we're in the admin section of our Google Analytics 4 account. So you want to go to the correct account, the correct property here, and under admin, so at the bottom left corner, then we're going to click on data streams. So through data streams, you're going to see our web data stream that we've created here. We're going to click on the arrow to the right-hand side to see our web stream details. Now, one thing, if we scroll all the way to the bottom, you're going to see view tag instructions. So if we click on view tag instructions, this will give us installation instructions for our website. So it's going to already detect that our website has WordPress installed. It's going to say choose a plugin below. So there's a few different plugins that you can use. If you click on choose another, there's a lot of different plugins that can help you install Google Analytics 4. I'm going to be using the Site Kit plugin today, so we're going to install Google Analytics 4 using this, and it will actually end up installing Google Search Console, but it's not really what this video is about, so I'm just going to show you. But what we want to do is you can click on Site Kit plugin right here. I have my WordPress website open. I'm in the dashboard of my WordPress website. So instead of clicking on Site Kit plugin, let's just go to Plugins and click on Add New. So under keyword here, all we're going to enter is Google Site Kit. Okay, and when you do that search here, you're going to see Site Kit by Google. This is the plugin that we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to install this plugin, and then we're going to activate this plugin. Okay, so we're going to see, congratulations, the Site Kit plugin is now activated. So I've had this installed on my website before, so mine may be set up already. If it is, I will show you how to unset it up. So let's go to our dashboard for our Site Kit plugin. Okay, so mine is already set up since I've done this before. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to settings. So this is actually a good lesson anyway. So if we come over to settings, go to admin settings over here. And what we can do is we can reset SiteKit through the admin settings. So if you want to change your tracking at all, if you want to get back to the beginning of SiteKit, we can always do this. So this is probably what yours is going to look like when you first set it up. Set up SiteKit. So what we want to do is connect Google Analytics as part of our setup. So if we click on Connect Google Analytics, what we could do is scroll down here and click on Sign In with Google. This, if you select, will share anonymous usage data. Really up to you if you want to share usage data. I don't have a problem with this website. For some websites, you may not want to do that. Click on Sign In with Google here, and it's going to open up the option to sign in with our Google account. Now, my Google Analytics 4 is obviously installed on this Google account I will be signing into, so make sure you're using the correct Google account. Coming back over here, this is the account I have that I want to continue with SiteKit. So let's select our account. Now it's saying we already have 7 services that we've given access to. So you're going to have to grant access to Google, and it's going to give you the option to show all of these different services here. So it's going to say, see and download your Google Analytics data, view your Google Tag Manager container and its subcomponents, view and manage Search Console data for verified sites. So since I actually have Tag Manager installed, I think I have Google Search Console installed as well through that. So if we click on done, it may automatically pull in my Google Search Console, but I really just want to focus on Google Analytics 4 for this video anyway. So make sure you give SiteKit access to all of those different services and click on continue. Okay, so this is showing you're already verified. Google detected that you're already a verified owner for BrickPop. So obviously I own the entire Google Analytics 4 profile, the entire property, the entire account. So I am an owner of BrickPop. Click on next. It's going to say BrickPop can access Google account data. You already have given permission to your site to display metrics in the SiteKit dashboard. Now, you may have to grant additional access here at this point. So if you haven't, then make sure you're granting access. But we granted all of the access in the previous step. BrickPop already added to Google Search Console, so we'll be able to see how people can find and cite on search in our SiteKit dashboard. I will show you that. Click on next again, and now it's going to say set up Google Analytics. So let's click on next one more time. Okay, so it's connecting our analytics service right now. And now what you want to do is make sure you're selecting the right property and web data stream for your website. So I recently set mine up as this BrickPop account and this property and this web data stream, but I actually want to switch. So I want to use my brickpop.com account that I just recently created. Then we want to select the property. I only have one property through there, and we want to select the web data stream. Now, one thing you should do is you should check the property ID and your web data stream just to make sure that you're installing the correct Google Analytics 4 profile. So if we click on the X here and through your admin section, just go over this really quick again. Through your admin section, first and foremost, if you go to property settings here, you're going to see property ID. So 403.153. Coming back over to the SiteKit plugin, 403.153.418. So that matches our property ID. So now still within the admin section, go to data streams one more time. Click on the arrow here for data streams and just make sure you have the correct measurement ID. So GD2Y88, so coming over, GD2Y88C8. So this is all correct. We're going to click on Configure Analytics. Okay, so it's saying congrats on completing the setup for analytics. So okay, got it. Analytics is gathering data. It can take up to 72 hours before stats show up for your site. Since this is a brand new install, it's not going to pull in any existing statistics because I don't have any yet. So we can click on okay, got that here. So this will start gathering data, and it's going to show us more information about our traffic data from Google Analytics 4. So you're going to see Google Analytics 4 view here. Scroll down. This is going to be our Google Search Console data. So it's showing our total clicks, total impressions over the last 28 days. Obviously, we're seeing some good growth because this is a brand new website that wasn't getting any clicks or impressions really until I started working on it. So if we scroll down here, you can see this data here as well. So the other thing, see how your content is doing. Keep track of your most popular pages, how people found them from search. So the top search queries for my site. So this is all really helpful, and it's going to help us to basically come up with new pieces of content we should update, and keywords that we're already ranking pretty well for. So this is all useful. The other thing is you can click on speed here, and it's going to show us some page speed insights. Keep track of how fast your pages are, get specific recommendations on what to improve. So we have all of this information in here. The last thing I want to show you is if we go to settings for our SiteKit, you just want to make sure, because if you had a universal analytics profile, if you click on analytics here, just make sure that you're just using your Google Analytics 4 profile. So if we click on edit really quick, few things, it's going to say display metrics from Google Analytics 4 in the dashboard. Select that, yes. Google Analytics 4 here. Now you may have one where it also installed Google Universal Analytics. So just click here to not place that code on your website. You don't want Universal Analytics code on your website. No real reason for it, and no real reason for it anymore. So we didn't change anything, so we're just going to click on cancel. We have this all set up. We have SiteKit is monitoring our traffic. So if you come over to Google Analytics here, what we can do is just come back here, click on home. Since we're on our home page right here, we should be registering. So users in the last 30 minutes. So it's showing that people have been on the website over the last 30 minutes. Data collection is active, so we're all set up. So, okay, let's go over how to do a manual installation of Google Analytics 4 on our WordPress website. So I have a WordPress website right here. You can also use the manual method if you're running a different website platform. But what we're going to start with is we're going to go to our Google Analytics 4 property. And what you want to do is when you're in your Google Analytics 4, go to the correct account, go to the correct property, and you want to start in the admin section. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see all of these different links we can click. We want to click on admin at the very bottom left corner. That will bring you to this page right here, and where you want to go is data streams. So through data streams, you should see your web stream right here. Since it's not installed, we have no data received in the past 48 hours. So we're going to click on the arrow over here on the right-hand side, and what you're going to see, data collection isn't active if we scroll all the way to the bottom. So I always like to show this is view tag instructions, because what Google Analytics 4 will actually do is look at your URL that you set up when you were setting up your Google Analytics 4 property, and it's going to say, we detected WordPress on your website, choose a plugin below. So I will go through how to set it up with a SiteKit plugin in a different video, but for right now, I want to show you how to install it manually. So to install manually, you're going to click on the tab right here at the very top, and that's going to open up our Google tag. So I would recommend using Google Tag Manager if you're going to install it using this method. However, you can still install it manually if you're not using Google Tag Manager, and you don't have to use Google Tag Manager. If you're not already using it, you don't have to set it up. So with our Google tag, all we're going to do is copy this Google tag here and come to the dashboard of our WordPress website. From the dashboard of our WordPress website, we want to go to plugins, and we want to go to add new. So the plugin that I would recommend using is you're going to search here for head, footer, post injections. So just type in head, footer, post injections. You could also just type in head, footer, post. This is the plugin that we're looking for. So if we click on it, you can see what it looks like. Very easy logo to see. Header and footer, head, footer, and post injections. It's what it's called. And what you're going to see here is last updated 4 weeks ago, saying untested with my version of WordPress, but I haven't had any issues with this plugin. I've been using it for years to install tags. So we're going to install this plugin right now, and then we are going to activate this plugin. Okay, so we have our plugin activated right here. Now to find the settings page for this plugin, you're just going to go to settings, and you're going to be looking for head and footer. So when we click on head and footer, that's going to open up this plugin settings page, and you're going to see right here the head page section injection, and then after the opening body tag. So this is actually really useful for installing Google Tag Manager as well. But since we're just installing Google Analytics 4 for right now, we're going to come back over to our Google Analytics profile. Now we already have this copy, but make sure you're copying the correct Google tag. The other thing to keep in mind is we see our Google tag here, G and then hyphen D2Y88C. You kind of always want to look and make sure that when we are tracking whether or not we installed this correctly, that we have the correct tag installed as well. So you just want to make sure, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So come back over here. We are going to paste that piece of code right here under the opening header tag page section injection, scroll to the bottom, click on save. At this point, Google Analytics 4 is manually installed on our website, and we never have to change this ever again. As long as this plugin is always active on our website and we never remove this tag, Google Analytics 4 will always collect data for our website. The way to double check this is by using a Chrome extension called Tag Assistant Legacy by Google. So I will put this link in the video description so you can easily find this. I will also put the link to the WordPress plugin page so you can find that WordPress plugin as well, though it's very easy to find by just using the search bar in the WordPress plugin store. So now what we want to do is we want to open up our website, and what you want to do is come right to your home page and you want to refresh this page. So if you haven't refreshed your page recently, now I just updated my home page, still working on it, but over here in the top right corner, you're going to see our Tag Assistant by Google. If we click on it, you're going to see right now we have our global site tag installed, and it matches our global site tag. Now, one thing you may need to do when you first set up Google Tag Assistant is when you install this Chrome extension, first off, make sure you just pin it to the very top so you can easily click it here. When you click it, you're going to see disable here. So if I click on disable real quick, yours is going to look something like this when you set it up. It's going to ask you which type of tags you actually want to track. Select all of them, then click on enable, and then refresh the page. When you refresh the page after you click on enable, it'll look for all the tags on your website. We have our global site tag, so Google Analytics 4 is manually installed on our website. If you have any questions about installing Google Analytics 4 manually, please leave in the comments section. This should be no problem for you, and you can also add your Google tag. So this Google tag, as long as you're putting it after the opening header tag, no matter what website builder CMS you're using, you should be able to add that. You just need to make sure that your code doesn't update when you update themes, which can happen often in WordPress, which is why you want to use a plugin. So